Hey guys, just out here on my porch. I want to talk to you about L-Tyrosine. It's an amino acid. This video is going to be about depression. See, I suffer with recurring depression, and I'm bipolar, and I have PTSD. I don't like to get on. I don't plan on getting on YouTube and talking about why and trying to explain it, but I do have some problems. I go to a therapist and a psychiatrist. That's my neighbor pulling out with his truck. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about the experience I had with my bipolarism. I was having some really bad times with anybody that has bipolar. They know what it's like with the ups and the downs. The downs are the worst. I mean, it's on a scale of 1 to 10 of depression, the downs are the 10. It's as worse as you can get, as bad as you can get. And the opposite end of the spectrum, the 10, is the super high, the manic phase, where I mean, you literally feel like you can do and accomplish anything. And that's how I felt. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but I honestly felt that I could do anything. I could accomplish anything. I mean, I wasn't delusional to the point that I thought I could fly like Superman or some crap like that, but I mean, I honestly believed that, you know, if I studied and worked hard and tried, that I could, I don't know, I could go to the moon, you know, with the astronauts. I mean, nothing was impossible as long as I was willing to put in the time and the work and the energy. But the problem was that I would feel that way for a certain amount of time, and then the depression would hit, and I would bottom out, and then it was useless because there was nothing I could do. So bipolarism is horrendous. It's one of the worst things ever. Well, when I was having that trouble like that, so much trouble like that, the bipolarism, the depression part of it was so horrible that I knew I couldn't survive many more times like that. I knew, you know, suicidal tendencies and just long periods of sitting in the bed. I mean, just laying in the bed. I don't think this video is gonna work. Wow, so got my neighbor on my left moving the truck around, my neighbor on the right firing guns, and dogs behind me barking. It don't seem like this video is gonna get made, but I'm gonna try. Back to what I was saying, suffering with suicidal tendencies and all that problem. I didn't think that I was gonna make it, and so I knew one of the times that I got into my manic phase, I knew that I had to do something or I wasn't gonna survive long. So I started reading everything, and this was before I had the internet, and I started reading everything I could about depression and learning what I could, and I came across an article because I was never a bodybuilder, but I used to exercise a lot, work out, and I read a lot of exercise and health magazines, and I was reading in one of the health magazines about an amino acid called L-Tyrosine. And L-Tyrosine is very important. It's an amino acid that your body makes that helps create dopamine in your mind. It helps with depression. And the thing about L-Tyrosine is if it's in food and you take it, then the vitamins that are in the food destroy it and prevent your body from absorbing it. So you can't really get it from the food you eat, but your body can make it from the food you eat. But people with depression, their body doesn't make enough. You know, amino acids, there's about 500 amino acids, and 20 of them are found in your genetic code, I think, and help to make up your genetic code. And it's just I can't remember everything from the article because I read it like 15 or 20 years ago, but it's very important in the creation of in this dopamine and chemicals in your brain to prevent you from being depressed. Amino acids, and you can't get it from your foods. So, and it's a product that everybody has. So if you remember a few years ago, Oprah Winfrey was promoting something about depression, and it was St. John's wort, and she was telling everybody how great it worked with depression and telling people to take it. And she ended up getting sued because even though it was all natural, people were having reactions to it and were getting sick. Well, the problem with all natural is, I mean, I hate to say it, but you know, cyanide and dog crap are all natural, but I don't want to eat either one of them. Peanuts are all natural, but there are a lot of people that are allergic to peanuts and will die if they eat them. So all natural doesn't mean that much. So when I see these advertisements, you know, especially go in the grocery store and you see all these things and all that, try this, it's all natural, it doesn't mean nothing. You know, salt is all natural, but you can overdose and die eating salt. So all natural doesn't mean that much. It really doesn't mean much at all. But amino acid is entirely different because amino acids are already in your body. So everybody out there, everyone watching this video already has this amino acid in your body. L-Tyrosine is the amino acid I'm talking about. It's already in your body. Now, you might have a low amount, and that's why you have depression and have bipolar. So by taking this, you can increase your mood and better yourself. And I'm just talking about my experience with it. When I read everything I could about it and decided to start taking it, what happened with me is the bipolar kind of went away. So the deep dark depression, if you say that the darkest depression was, say, a level 10 depression scale, and the manic was a level 10 in the high side, it dropped down to a 2. So the depression was a 2 and the manic was a 2. So it kind of leveled me out instead of getting me perfectly level. It put me in this range. So I was no longer in this great big giant leap of a horrible depression, which was the worst thing ever, and then this fantastic high. Well, after a few months of this, I've really missed the manic phase because I lived for that manic phase. I got so much accomplished and I had so much energy and wanted to do things and had so much drive and accomplished so much that I lived for those manic phases. So when I started taking the L-Tyrosine and it leveled me out, there were no more manic phases, and I didn't have that, and I didn't know how to survive. I didn't know how to function. So I decided to stop taking L-Tyrosine. But whatever it had done, it had corrected whatever chemical imbalance I had in my brain, and I no longer got that range. So even though I'm still bipolar, and I still have the depression and the manic phases, it's a 2. It's a level of 2 and 2, you know, a -2 and a +2. So it's almost a normal, you know, up and down, instead of this horrible, horrendous, debilitating, I don't know, I can function better as I am now than I could then. But it never came back. Even though I stopped taking the L-Tyrosine, the manic and the depression, it never came back. And I've had my psychiatrist in Virginia said that I cured myself of my bipolarism, and my psychiatrist here in North Carolina said the same thing. So I think that L-Tyrosine is very important, but since it's an amino acid and it can't be regulated by chemical companies and pharmaceuticals, they're not going to tell you anything about it. And you can go to any GNC or a vitamin supplier and get it. So they're not, you know, the drugstores and drug companies, they're not going to tell you about it. So your psychiatrist is not going to tell you about it. But anyway, let me get back to side effects. Like Oprah had people that were suing her for the side effects of the St. John's wort. Yes, it was all natural, but like with the peanuts, you can have side effects from it. Well, with L-Tyrosine, you don't have any side effects. The only known side effects from taking too much L-Tyrosine is you get a headache. So if you're taking it and you get a headache, cut back on how much you're taking. The thing about it though is you have to take it in the morning on an empty stomach, because as I said earlier, the vitamins destroy it. So if you take it with food, you're wasting your time. So take it in the morning on an empty stomach so that your body can absorb the L-Tyrosine. And you can get it at any drugstore, well, probably at drugstores too. I've actually seen it in Walmart, but get it at GNC or any vitamin supplement shop. But I'm not telling you to go out and buy L-Tyrosine. What I'm doing is I'm telling you to research. With the internet, it's much easier to research. And I did a little research before I made this video, and trust me, it's so much easier than the literally 50 or 60 books I had to read in order to find out information back years ago. Now just click in the L-Tyrosine and its effects on depression, and you'll find a whole lot more. And I encourage anybody who has even the least smallest little bit of problem with depression to research L-Tyrosine. Anybody who's suffering with bipolarism, please research L-Tyrosine. And normally I say I hope this helps somebody, but I know this is going to help somebody. I know somebody is going to see this video. They're going to do some research. They're going to try L-Tyrosine, and they're going to post in the comments how it changed their life forever. I know that for a fact because it changed mine. So, but I don't want any of you to just go out and try it. I want you all to go out and research it. I want you to all, you're watching this on a computer, get on your computer, on your phone, on your tablet, whatever, and do some research, read about it, read what people are saying about it, and then go get your bottle of L-Tyrosine and heal yourself. Take care, everybody.